Okay. Hello, Mikiro. How you doing, mate? You are the first. You are the first. You are the child. Okay. All right. Well, welcome back to part 2 of me learning Godot engine. So for those of you who may be watching this back, who aren't watching live, this is recorded as a live stream with me following along to a tutorial, another YouTube video tutorial. You will not see or hear the YouTube video that I am following to protect his content. A link to the video that I will be following can be found in the description. If you want to, by all means, do the same tutorial I'm doing, you can find a link to that in the description. The person I am listening to at the moment is called HeartBeast. You can see him on the screen at the moment right there, and I am actually going through his Godot 3 2D platform game playlist, and I'm currently on video number 2 of that. So by all means, if you are looking for the original teacher, I guess, not that I'm trying to teach, I'm just trying to learn, but I'm learning live. But anyway, there you go. Right. Okay. So just reiterate, because it's a live stream, what you see on the screen right here is this section here is Godot, and then over here on the right hand side is my chat window so I can see people such as Mike Young and Mikiro in chat. Mike Young has managed to recover his survival game in No Man's Sky. Okay, off topic, but okay. Well done. This is the script as is, where we left it off last time, that controlled our little character here, which is what we managed to do last time. I keep using space to jump. It's not space, it's the up arrow key. So basically this is as far as what we learned how to basically apply some controls to this character, how to apply some gravity and whatnot. So that's as far as we got. And this is the script that controls all of that. We have some variables here. Up, which is us telling the game which direction is up, so it knows which way gravity is basically being falling. So when it's calculating on floor, to see if something is on the floor, it knows which direction it should be looking. Our gravity is our strength. That's 20 pixels per frame. So gravity works at a speed of falling in a downward at 20 pixels per frame. Speed is how fast the character is moving when we hold down the left and right arrow key. Jump height is how high it jumps. So it's 550 pixels is the jump height. And then we have a variable called motion, which is a vector 2, which means it has two parts, x and y. X being the horizontal direction, speed, and y being the vertical. So x is actually speed and y is jump height. That manipulate, these two things manipulate that. And that's where we determine motion.x equals speed if we press the right arrow key. Motion.x equals negative speed if we press the left key, because we're moving in towards the left. Motion.x is 0 if we're not pressing any keys. And this is our jump. We can only jump if it's touching the floor. It recognizes that it's touching the floor if it's in collision with an object in a certain direction, and that direction is what we've set up here, -1 meaning downward direction. So if it recognizes that the object is underneath, it recognizes that it is on the floor, and therefore if we press the up arrow key, it will jump to a height of -550 pixels. And then this is the command that actually moves the character. Now this is 1 frame of code, and it is past 60 frames per second. So this is like a constant loop that he's looking at, and all this code does is check to see if we've pressed any of the 3 buttons that controls our character, and then adjusts it accordingly. So that's it. And then over on the right hand side we've got our player node, which is our player is here. Underneath that we've got the sprite, which basically is the graphical representation you see on screen, and then we've got a collision box that we've set up to recognize when it collides. And then we've got all of our walls in here, and the wall is basically made up of the same thing, a sprite and a collision box. The difference between a wall and a player is this is a static body 2D, which means it never moves, and this is kinetic, which means it's a movable object, whereas static doesn't move. But that's it. That's pretty much it. Pretty much what we've done so far. So with that said, little catch up there. We'll move on to the next part of the video. Like I said, the link to the video that I'll be listening to that you will not be able to hear or see to protect his copyright and his hard work is in the description below, but it's the one I'll be following along, and I'll just basically be reiterating what I'm attempting to do as I go along, which allows me to think out loud and digest what I'm doing for myself mainly. But if you can get something out of it, that'd be fantastic as well. Right, so I will start listening. The next video, by the way, is called Platform Game Tutorial Part 2, Tiles and Animated Sprites. Okay. Alright, nothing special here. He's just told me to delete all the walls, so I'm just going to delete that now. Delete nodes. I don't know why he wants me to delete them. I would have preferred to have saved them, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll delete the nodes. Okay, yeah, so we've got no walls now. Alright, okay. He's talking about sprites, and that for this video he's going to provide a link which I'll probably have to access now, and I'll have to put it into the I'll put it into the description of my video as well. Oh god, come on Rob, that's Alright, so he's given a link to openpixelproject.com. Open Pixel Project, we've created a set of pixel art game graphics that are completely free to use for any project. All of our assets are in the public domain. So that's openpixelproject.com. I will put that in the description of my video now. Let me just put that in there. I knew I should have left the live window open. I closed it earlier. I didn't realize. Alright, live stream now. So I'm just going to copy this here. Copy. Bring this down here. Oops, wrong one. So it's openpixelproject.com, and he said on he's provided a link, so that is possibly, let me just copy that link address and I'll put that in here as well. This is what happens when you do everything live. No, that's not right. Again, this link you can find on his video. Okay. It's a Dropbox link he's used. But I've already got an account. So how do I get it? Right. Download. Direct download. Okay. Don't want this over here. Alright, okay, so I think I've done that now. So let's get back to the video. Alright, he's just telling me that he's actually changed the sprite slightly, so the version I've downloaded isn't necessarily the same version that you get from that Go Pixel project or pixelproject.com. Okay, well, he's saying once you've downloaded it, go to your project folder here and then put it, well, that's exactly where I put it anyway, put it in here into your project folder, sprites, and it should be in there, which is what I've done already. Oh, when you clicked on what again? Sorry? Ah, right, okay. So once you've put it in the folder, all you have to do is click on Godot here. I don't know why it's calling it Godot. I think it's pronounced Godot, but click it here and then it will import them automatically if you have imported them into your project file, wherever it is you're storing your project files. So for me, it's like in my Godot folder, and then this is my project, this is the game we're working on, and then the sprites folder is in there, and that's made up of player and tiles. Okay. All right, let's carry on. Hey, Forewind. Oh, sorry, let me just go back. So he's just showing me what it's going to look like at the end of today's video. What is the difference? I don't know. I mean, he's adding a node, but there might be an update since that it's now node TD. But anyway, so we're going to do something with this tile set. So this is what we're going to do. He's going to show us how to use this tile set. So he's just basically said create a new scene and then add a node. So I'm just adding the node as he's added it, but things may have changed. Jungle Dirt Tiles, he's named it. So now he wants to add a sprite. Okay. What is this? I don't know what that GLES3 is. Doesn't appear on his screen. Right, so he's asked us to create a new node, which is basically a new scene, add a sprite, which is basically a texture really of how whatever it is we're adding is going to look. And then he said grab and drag into texture across here. Now, oops. Now it looks blurry, and apparently I know that he's going to explain how to fix that because it's the default way that it brings it in. There we go. Okay, so apparently it's something to do with the default settings when importing a texture map. It thinks it's for 3D and not for 2D, so it's blurry. So what you have to do is click on the import tab, then click on preset, click on 2D pixel, and then re-import, and it re-imports it with the correct presets, and therefore it doesn't look blurry anymore. Let's go back to scene. Okay, so he's telling me to go into the inspector, have the sprite, go into inspector, offset, we want to turn off centered, so it moves to this position here, so it's in the top left. Remember, if I remember from the last, anything that you see in this box here, if you zoom out, is what will appear on your game screen when you're playing the game. Out of curiosity, what happens if you play? Let's just Control S. What would happen if you would actually play a scene which had nothing in it? Oh, nothing. It's not actually playing this scene, it's playing that scene, which is the, yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, now he's saying to turn on region. Where was region? I didn't quite catch it. Under animation. Oh, there it is, region. Turn on region, it'll disappear. Basically, these are the graphics we're going to be bringing into the game. So this is a tile set of all the various different graphics that we're going to be importing into the game. But he's asking me to turn off regions so it disappears. So what we've done there, we've done two things. We've turned, what am I doing? We've turned offset, we've turned centered off, and in region we've enabled it. I'm not sure why we're doing this though. Oh, okay, so if you turn on region, this is what he was saying. He said, let me just check this. Yeah, if you turn on region, down in the bottom, then you get this texture region thing. And if you click on that, you can then see the tile set. I don't know what he's going on about, to be honest, but he hasn't really explained it. Oh, okay then. So when it's over here, you can draw on this and you'll see it. I see. Right. So wherever I draw here, it fills it in up there. I getcha. Okay. Snap mode, it said turn on grid snap. Alright, okay, so these tiles are 32 by 32 pixels each. That one's not. I think they're a bit hard. So he asked you to turn grid snap on and set the step to 32 by 32. So in this point here, you could choose the tile that you want, and right, and then you can obviously move it. Is that how it works? No, but it changes every time. I don't know. I'll carry on and we'll see if it becomes clearer. Alright, well, he's given me a challenge to do. So he wants me to add a collision node. like we did previously in the last video. Hi Jason, how you doing? So I have to try and remember how to do this now. So it was I'm struggling already to remember what it was. It didn't stick into my head. Collision shape 2D. Was that it? Was that all it was? Collision shape 2D? And then it was a rectangle shape. Why has it got the extents? Why is that? What would happen to that? Would be 0, 0. No, about 32, 32. No, so it's probably 16 by 16. But why is the shape in the wrong place? So that must be an offset. Position. Okay. I think it needs to be. Okay, maybe it was that. Static body 2D. Alright, let's see if I got it right. I don't know. I don't think I've got it right, but okay, yeah. Static body 2D is correct. Collision shape 2D, yeah. We got that right. Alright. Oh, I got it right. Oh, claps for me. I got it right. I did it the wrong way round. You've got to add the static body. You've got to add the static body first. Static body 2D has to be added first. Once you've added that, then you add the collision shape second. And you can transform using transform and extents for the size to determine the size, and using transform to get the right position. Right, and then do a save. We've already saved it, so he's doing a save. Make sure you lock it so you can move it. Okay, he wants us to name this sprite 0 because it's our first tile. Because we're going to be, apparently we're going to be duplicating it, so yeah. Okay, so if we've done everything correctly, this should drag over. Okay, and then we come down, whoops, come down here with this selected. We then check this one. All right, okay, so I see what he's doing then. So because he's got the tile map down here in the texture region, we duplicate something. It's named 2. We then move it. I'm jumping ahead, I'm assuming. And then we select the region we want that to be, and it automatically does it for us. And so the different tile sets get applied a different texture. So 0 is top left, 1 is top middle, 2 is top right. I'm assuming he's going to do, well, I'm assuming he's going to be doing these, but I'll just carry on and see. So he's done 3 when I've just done the same. All right, okay. So we're just doing Control D, and this time we're connecting left, and Control D, drag middle, which is the black one, Control D, drag right, Control D, whoops, bottom left, Control D, middle, Control D, right. Okay, so when I'm choosing what it is, I'm actually just clicking and dragging there. It doesn't work if you just click on it. You've got to click and drag and it automatically snaps to that square. So this is why we set up all the collisions and everything first. We did all the work once on the first one, so we don't have to set all the collisions and up for each one thereafter. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just do a save there. I'll carry on. Okay. So he says once you've done this, you have to save it as a tile set. So convert to tile set, and what did he call it? Jungle Dirt Jungle Flirt. Oh, that's not even right. Jungle Dirt tile set, and it's .tres. Save. So basically what he's done here is he's created a PNG document, which is this document here, and he's done it, and like each tile he's you know what the way I would do this. So if this was my graphic, so I would have painted whatever it was here. I would have set up a grid so it was 32 pixels, you know, 32 pixel grid. I would have painted like the top half with grass, the bottom half with grass in, you know, my paint program, so like Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever it is you choose to use, you know, and then you position all the different tiles. I'm assuming you can do it anywhere you want in your Photoshop document. As long as it's within, you know, a 32 grid, so it starts in the top left hand corner of your document, for example, and everything, or is against the left or whatever. And then you save that document as a PNG, which he's done, and then he's imported that document, and then he's used it to reference it. Because I should be able to open that up in Photoshop. Let's have a look. We'll just launch Photoshop here. So we'll just open D drive, Godot, sprites, tiles. It was this one here. Just open that up. So yeah, this is how it looks in Photoshop, 200%. And he's probably turned on, when he's done this, he's probably turned on the grid. I can't see the grid. I can see rulers. I'm not that familiar with grids window. No. I'm not a Photoshop expert. I mean, I do use it a lot. There it is, show grid. Yeah, so he's probably set his grid up, and there'll be a under settings probably. He's probably got his set his grid size in here. Pixels, 1 pixel, so every 32. Which is yeah, so you got your major grids here. So you can see you've got your major grid there. And then he paints in here, and he knows that what each sprite is going to be 32 by 32. So whatever he paints in here, he just needs to ensure that it matches up. You can paint all the different sections in Photoshop, whatever he wants, and then just do a, you know, save as, do it as a PNG, and then import that into here, and it will be able to be used comfortably using the method that he's done. One thing if you're not using auto tiling, which I know is something that we're probably going to learn about in a few days' time, is you could probably set that up any way you want. Like these positions of these on your PNG don't matter. But I think if you're going to be using auto tiling, and then this has to be set up a certain way. But I don't know anything about auto tiling, so I can't really explain that. But anyway, yeah, I think that's what's happening here. We better make sure we've chosen this properly. Yeah, okay. Better save that, and we'll better do the convert to a tile set again. Save. Okay, right. All right, anyway, let's move on. Okay. All right, so we're creating a tile map node here, and then we've got our tile set here. So what we want to do is drag the tile set which is over here. This is, make sure you're on res here, because your tile set should be there. So drag your tile set into here. No? Is that what he did? Sorry, I've done something wrong. Oh, right, no, it's this one, isn't it? I'm dragging, not this. It's the TRES I'm dragging. All right. Now on his version of the game, his tile set actually appears on the right hand side, whereas on mine it's appearing on the left hand side. I don't know if I can change that. So it matches, but was able to before, but okay. So yeah, so it looks like if all I have to do now is just click on a tile. Let's see, let's just carry on. Oh, okay, so we need to set the cell size to 32 to 32 because it was set for 64, 64. That's why that was looking different. So make sure your cell size is set to 32, 32 because that's the size of individual cells. Alright, so he wants the, he's now talking about changing the game window size. So let's go into project settings, which I showed yesterday a little bit because this is where certain key mappings are. He then wants to go into display general. Is that what he said? Display. Right, display window, and he said change the window size to 640 by 360. Okay. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Alright, so that shrinks his window down, as you can see. Alright, okay. Alright, so once we've got that, we then can start painting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on the tiles you want to paint. He's gone all the way across. So it's hard to see because the monitor I'm looking at isn't the greatest monitor in the world that I'm watching the YouTube video on. So you can just click and drag your tiles, which is good. You can just click, drag, there you go. So that's what he's working towards, I'm assuming. He's just talking about auto tiling, which he doesn't know how to do. Even he's admitted he doesn't know how to do it, but he'll do it himself later. Right, just back over here, do a control save, and so if we run it, there we go. You can see the screen has gotten a lot smaller though, and now it's Oh, there we go. And if we go off the edge, it'll disappear. Right, so now he's saying to go to the test width of 1280. I mean, I don't know if you want it. And the test height is 720. Close, save, run. All right, and there you go. That shows the test window. So you can see it. So what happens if we project settings? Let's match it and see how it looks. Oh, it's the same. So alright, so the pixels and everything haven't grown or anything. So this is the size of your game, but this is the test window, which doesn't enlarge or shrink the game. It just shows more canvas. But if you're actually playing the game, it only shows that much canvas. So I guess this is canvas size. Actual gameplay canvas size is that, but when testing, canvas size is that, so you can see more, I guess. I guess that's what that is. Yeah, scale the window, but not the world. Okay, even he's saying he thinks now. So now we're going into project settings. Mode, 2D, aspect, expand. Close, run. Oh, there you go. Okay. So for testing purposes, yeah. I mean, I guess then. I mean, if that's just a test mode, if you're actually to compile the game and run it as an exe, it would run at that 640 by 320 frame rate that was set. But for testing purposes, you can run it at a higher resolution if you want, and by changing those two options under project settings, it would actually expand it to fill the screen of your test window whose size you're set. Dreamweaver. Yeah, I've done a bit of Dreamweaver work as well. Oops. Okay. All right. So the next step is going to be changing this to an animated sprite. So it's not just a static image. It'll be it'll have frames. So when you move it, it looks like it's running. So Sprite, the node that we originally used, is a static, so it doesn't change. So we want animated, or if we just type Sprite, it will give us all the different ones. So we want animate Sprite, I believe. Change it to that. Okay. So this should enable us to now animate the actual movement. Sorry. Alright guys, I need to make a bathroom break, so I'm just going to pause it there. I'll be back shortly. Okay. Anyway, I mean, if Mike, I don't know if you're following it. If you've got any questions, just ask me. If I haven't explained what I'm trying to do clearly or anything, just ask me the question and I'll see if I can answer it. If you're following along, I've never heard of it. I never heard of Godot until a week ago, basically. So yeah. Okay, what's it doing? Frames. We've got to click on new sprite frames. Is that right? Okay, so change it to an animated sprite and then click on frames to bring up the frame window here. Let me just close this up a little bit. That's where we're up to. Alright, okay. So we're renaming this to idle, which is the I'm assuming is the sprite we want to use when nothing's happening. So we're going to sprites, we're going into player. So idle will be this, I'm certain, but let's keep going. I won't jump ahead. Alright, so we just grab and we drop idle. So theoretically, if we do a save, if we were to run this now, yeah, we've got a character. He's a bit blurry, but nothing happens, but it works. So that's how easy it is to, but he's a bit blurry again. So, do we have to do that? Yeah, that fixed it. Look, yeah. Now he's not as blurry. Hey, Eric. And just stream music. Funny you've mentioned. I was actually thinking. Hey, 9:25:30. What does that mean? Just stream music all day. All the YouTube free music. Anyway, there we go. At least we've got some graphics going now. I take it you like the music, do you, Eric? Alright, so we want to do a new animation, and this will be our run animation. So run run 0. No, don't do that. Cancel. Run 0. Five. Alright, so, and then just drag 1, 2, 3, 4, and for some reason run 7 is called the 5th one is called 7. I don't know why. Probably, can you rename that? That should be run 5. Shouldn't it? Run 3, run 4, run 5. You know why it's called run 7. And 5. Okay. And these are individual PNGs. I mean, if he's being smart, oh no, that wouldn't work. What did I say? No, forget what I. No, forget that. All right. Okay, so if we go back into our scene, let's get rid of this. Turn off the collision box. We don't need to see it. These just displays it. We don't need to see the collision box, so I'll just turn that off. He hasn't done it, but I just figured I would. And what did he do next? He went to animated, go into idle. There should be a run there. Why isn't there a run there? Run. There it is. I don't know why that didn't show. Once again, that is blurry. So why is that blurry? Why is it blurry? Is it because I'm zoomed in? I don't think so, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Not sure why that's blurry. But yeah, there you go. You can see the animation working there by just clicking on the playing icon. But I did what he did, and it's still showing as it's still blurry. So I don't understand why that is happening. Alright, and we can set our frame speed here 10 frames per second. If we show it, change this to 20, it's even faster. Yeah. I don't understand, what's the debugger? Stack frames, what's that mean? Errors. The argument delta is never used in the function physics process. Okay. Why are these not? Why are these blurry? It's not blurry on his, it's just blurry on mine. Doesn't matter. Okay. That doesn't matter. Anyway, so now we're adding a jump. Wait, idle. Let me just check something. Idle, right, I think, hang on. Run. Let me delete these. Delete, okay. No, oh no, undo. Undo, no, what did I do? Oh, no, delete this. How do I delete this? Delete. Right. Let's try this again. I think I may have realized what it is I did. Import preset 2D pixel, re-import. Let's do run now. Rename. Run. And drag it across. Run 1, run 2. Is it me or does it look blurry again? Do I have to? No. What name? Yeah, that doesn't. I think I have to do each individual one for some reason. I can't do it all in one go. It wasn't working. Does that delete the individual? Oh, so that's how you delete the individual. Okay, that's right. So did I import this one? Yeah, no, I didn't. Right. I don't know why I have to do it individually. He didn't have to do them individual. 5, right, and change that to 10. Okay. Do a save. If we go to run, play, now you can see it's sharp. Off topic. Yeah, I jammed to it. I'm a simple man. I like it too. Sit at my desk and work listening to it. So you adding Remus as an enemy in the form of a spaceship that tries to kamikaze you and says be right back when he crashes, right? Now that's an idea. That's an idea for a game. I could probably do a game that celebrates somehow you guys and all your quirks, like Remus's be right back, Eric's oi oi oi, Mike Young's oh woe is me. Sorry, I only said that because when you talk to Mike Young in real life, he sounds like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Oh my! Or he could be what's the name of that dude? What was the name of that show? So King of the Hill. Right. Hey, Sulaji. Yeah, just check the description of the video, mate, and you'll see what I'm doing. Check the description of the video. It's all explained in the description. So, vows never to speak. Hank, that's it. Hank from. Yeah. Yeah. Mike could be an NPC who doesn't want to be an NPC because he'd rather be something else than what he's designed to be. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. Sorry, Mike. We're using jump 0 for jump. I've got a feeling it needs to be re-imported. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. Preset 2D pixel re-import and then jump 0. There we go. Oh, at last. Sorry, I just got an email from Google saying your money should be in your bank in the next few days. Yay, Jesus, they're taking their time. They usually process it a few days earlier than that. All right, so what we're doing now is we've got our sprite, but he wants us to update our collision shape. So we're doing 14 on the X is what he's putting, and it's not 28, is it? 28 on the Y? Oh yeah, 14 on the X is horizontal, left to right, Y is height. We should be on so you should just put it on idle so you can see it better. But yeah, I think that's going to need offsetting though. I think it's going to need offsetting. So I've paused the video. Let me see if he's going to offset it, because I'm going to offset it. If I can remember how to offset. Yeah, so 4. I think he's gonna, I mean, to me it needs to be like offset by 4, but let's see if he does that. Yeah, oh yeah, he's changed it. He changed it as well. He did exactly the same thing. He went into position and he changed the Y to 4, which is exactly what I did. So this is like, this is the part that's looking for collision. So it's this section of the character that will interact with another object. Okay, so let me do a save. So it won't animate yet because we still haven't programmed it to animate, but yeah. There we go. You guys talking about outward? You gotta stop jizzing on outward. Right. So we have to now do some scripting. Here we go. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to just write some code here. I'm just writing what he's writing, and then I'll explain in my own words what I think he's trying to do here. So sprite.flip h equals true. Okay, so the script that we're working on is attached to the player node. The animation, however, is attached to the sprite because it's a sprite. So all the frames of the animation is in the sprite node. So we need this script to tell this sprite what state it's in and what it needs to be displaying. Okay, so to enable us to tell this script to access this sprite, we use this command, which is just basically a $ followed by the name of the sprite, which in this case is just sprite, followed by a dot, followed by what we want it to do. So flip H means flip the sprite horizontally so it's facing the other direction equals true. So if I was to run that now and pressed right, it flips the sprite to the right, as you can see, which isn't what we want. But that's what it does. So that was just an example. That's what he used. But yeah, so $ followed by sprite, which is this, is allowing you within the script to call the sprite and to get the sprite to do a certain function. In this case, if you press right to horizontally flip the sprite, which isn't what we want, so I'm pretty certain we're going to be deleting that line. We probably want it in under here. Yeah, so this is going to be false. Okay. All right, so what we've done here, so this is what happens. Remember, this if statement here is if I've pressed the right hand button to make the character move right, it tells the character how fast it should be moving, and this tells the sprite what condition it should be in. So it's flip H, so we're not flipping it, so it needs to be in its original position, which is false. If we press the left key, it will then flip it the other way, so it looks like it's looking to the left, and it will stay pointing to the left until we press the right button again, which will then flip it back, because it's this basically ensures that the sprite is in its default state, which is looking towards the right. So if we press play, move to the right, nothing happens. Move to the left, it should flip. There you go. And when we move back to the right, it just moves back to its default position. And when we move to the left, it's moved to its flipped position. So that's the first step. I guess the next step. So let me yeah, okay. There's a string called animation that you didn't know. Sorry, I've play. It doesn't work for me when I click on it. Oh, I control click on it. Okay, so yeah, play the animation setting parameter. If no parameter is provided, the current animation is played. So it will always play what is currently set. So for us, it's the default idle until it's told to play something else, and then it will continue to play that until it's told to play something else, is what that means. It'll probably come clearer when I start coding it. Okay, so he's just typed sprite. Oops. Sprite dot play, was it? Play, which is the command. And then you put in your string run and thing. Okay, so we're accessing the sprite here, just like we did here. We're telling the sprite to play the animation run. Run being the this is what we called it. So if this said move, then in the this would say move. So it's whatever we've called here. This is the name. So basically, the command to play an animation is play, and it's followed by the bracket, the colon, the name of the animation we want it to play, and then you finish it. And this is, you know, obviously if you're doing it right. And then I'm going to jump ahead again. I would suspect that we put the same code there, but after the flip of the horizontal flip. And then I would suspect, this is just me. I mean, I'm jumping ahead, so, and this would be then become idle there, and here would be jump. Let's, oh, we've got an error. The argument delta is never used in the function physics process. I don't know, why does it keep bringing that up? It's just a warning, I guess. Just ignore. Okay, so let's just see if that would work. Like I said, I'm jumping ahead. Let's just see what's something different. Well, it works. Sort of. Yeah, obviously I've done something wrong, so let's just see what he would do. Alright, he did this. He's done the same up there, but he did the idle there. Still doesn't work for me. Unless, let's just check the IDLE. That's the way it should be, IDLE. It's not a capital I. I think that will work. Let's see if that works. There we go. It had to be a capital. Jump doesn't work though. Right, so it obviously jump. Maybe he puts an else statement in here. Let me just maybe he puts an else statement in there. Let's just see. I'm just thinking out loud. No, there's an error. Else colon stop play. Nope. All right, okay, so I don't know what he's doing here. No, I put it in the wrong place. Hang on. No, forget it. Let's see what he does. Apart from a jump. Alright, well, he's doing the same thing. But I think it's the else statement that was in the wrong place. Yeah, I think the else statement should have been here. Else. I've forgotten how to spell else. Else. That's not right. Sorry. I should just copy. I should jump ahead, but I like to try and figure things out for myself at times. So jump. Let's see if that works. I think I just put the else. So, what have I done? What have I done? Aha, there you go. I was doing it right. I just put the else statement in the wrong place. Silly me. I was putting the else statement under the if it was on the floor, I was putting it there instead of here. So I tabbed it in. And so instead of saying if is on floor, no. So this is what happens if it is on floor, but if this returns the response, no, it's not on the floor, then you put, well, then do this, else do this if not on the floor. But I put the else statement under this if statement, which was in the wrong place. So yeah, okay. So I was right, but I was also wrong. Which is exactly what he's just done. Any questions? Why would you do that? That's just ridiculous. I'd rather use the shortcut. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think that's the end of the video. That was the end of the video, guys, that one. Okay. How long have we been going? Nearly 2 hours. That's probably enough for today. So there we go. Next step would be for me to I mean, that's all. I mean, it's all pretty simple, I think. I mean, the graphics are done as PNGs. You obviously do an individual graphic for each frame of the sprite. You then import it. And the code to actually play it, we hardly added any lines of code really. So there we go. Oh, for God's sake, will you get over outward, to God's sake? I mean, it doesn't even look that special. I don't know why you're getting so excited by it. Well, there we go. It doesn't even look that special to me. I can't say that it grabbed me and went, this is a great game. So in the next tutorial, they're talking about smoothing the character. And so that the animation is a little bit smoother in regards to when you're running with it, it doesn't just come to a dead stop. I think it's about making it so it comes to a light little slide. It's not an instant stop. There's like a deceleration or an acceleration. I think that's what we'll be doing in the next video, and I suspect that's just some sort of slight coding change. But there we go. I didn't drink my coffee I made like an hour ago. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, remember that the original video that I'm following, the link is available in the description. So if you want to do this on your own, if you want to follow who I'm following, just go to the link in the description and follow along with him. And the files that I've used, I've added a copy. I've copied his Dropbox into my description as well, but and I've posted a link to where he got the files from. But yeah, I know, Mike, you're interested in this. Have you got any questions before I go that I might be able to answer or not answer? Problem with YouTube is I have to wait the mandatory or lag time before he responds. Any questions, class? Class, any questions? Nope. Okay, good. All right, but I'll do the next video tomorrow evening, and we'll move on to smoothing the character. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a couple of videos in one tomorrow. The two videos I'm looking at tomorrow are smoothing characters and then moving between different levels. Yeah. But anyway, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to drop me a like, guys, and I will see you all next time. Until then, have a good one. Bye for now.